Today I am back doing some more dollar store organization projects. I'm back again doing some more dollar store projects. You guys know that I love transforming cheap dollar store stuff into nice decor. I did another dollar store organization video a couple weeks ago. Make sure you check that out if you haven't yet. Today I have ideas for 4 new projects and I'm pretty excited about them, so let's just dive right in. So the first project today involves these little home decor trays and these wooden dowels. Obviously this tray is already organizational. You can just buy it and put your stuff in it and put it on your desk. I've had this idea to make this really sort of aesthetic pencil holder for my desk. So this is totally a project about looks. It's still functional, but it's definitely more about having something that looks cool on my desk. My idea here is to put all of these dowels in place inside on the shallow side of my tray. And then this is gonna be the little pencil holder. And I think that's gonna look amazing and still be functional. So the first step is to open another set of dowels and then cut them all down to the right size. I want them basically the exact size to fit inside this tray. I need to make this fit like exactly. I'm going to use this little miter box. I've used it in dollar store videos before. It's like a cheap little saw and it will do a nice straight cut for me right there. And I think it's fun to show off easy DIY beginner friendly ways to do stuff. So that's what we're gonna use. Yes, beautiful, perfect fit. Once all the dowels were cut, the final step was to add some wood glue to the tray and put all the dowels in place, clamping them down until they're dry. This is exactly what I envisioned for this project. I got so lucky because the dowels fit into the tray exactly. And this tray is definitely going to come to work with me. It's such a cute, modern, minimalist way to display all your pens and pencils. I don't know if you can call this next project a DIY, but it is helping me organize my life. I am definitely not the first person to do this, but I am going to be using these little glass jars to store and organize my spice cupboards. These are from the dollar store. If you haven't seen them, I've used them a couple of different times. Now I've got like 20 of them and I'm going to use them to organize my spice cupboard. So I created all of these labels and I am going to use my Cricut Joy here to print them all. I am using Cricut's Smart Label writable vinyl. And this really hopefully will not take very long at all. Once all of the labels were cut, I was able to peel off the stickers and put them on the jars. I used the bottom of the lid on each jar as a guide for where to place my label, and I started by placing the label at the center and then slowly smoothing it out towards the bottom and the sides. Once the jars were done, I went to the miter saw to cut down some scrap board we had. I wanted to create some little slats for the jar lids to sit on so that everything would sit at an angle inside the spice drawer. I cut some scrap wood boards down into 1/2-inch pieces and painted them white. Afterwards, I did have to cut them in half widthwise again because they were too wide for my drawer. So I went back and cut those and then glued them in place inside the drawer. You can see that putting 5 rows of jars on a slight angle fit exactly into our kitchen drawer. This spice drawer makes me so happy. It's just so much more aesthetically pleasing. I will link to this Cricut file if anyone else wants to make these and borrow or edit the file that I made. Okay, so I have been wanting to do this next project for ages. What I have here are a couple of dollar store frames. They are not the greatest quality, but they do have this kind of faux woodish look that is not bad. I am going to deconstruct these guys and turn it into a display for my kids' artwork because I have 3 children and the artwork circulates very quickly, especially during the school year, and I need a way to show it off. Unfortunately, they've actually put staples, like 1,000,000 staples, all over this piece. Need some tools. After everything was disassembled, I sanded down both sides of the board and then added some natural wood putty to the sides that I had nicked so that everything was ready for paint. The putty's all dry, so we're just gonna sand it down. Okay, now that these are sanded, they're ready for paint. I'm going to paint both sides, I think, because I just don't want this to show through anywhere. Even if you remove it from the wall, I don't want this to show. So let's go paint. The next step was to attach the frames together so that they would be able to open and close. I got some simple hinges, which I will link below. I clamped the picture frames together and then measured 1 inch from the corner on both sides, and I drilled pilot holes and then put the actual screws in place. Then the final step was to put the bracket back on the back so I'd be able to hang these on the wall. I did use the hardware that originally came with the piece. After I drilled the pilot holes, I did also add some super glue. I wasn't fully trusting that this piece of hardware would hold both frames on the wall, so this was just some extra insurance for me. I can't tell you how excited my children were for this little art gallery. They have been creating artwork nonstop since I put these up, just so that I would have pieces to switch in and out. And I'm definitely going to be moving it somewhere where they can show off their pieces for all our guests in the future. I am going back to these leather sheets for this next project. This one is so easy again, because these leather sheets come in 2 packs and they're adhesive. I have loads of it to work with. And I would like to create some of those cute little cable holders to organize all of our like electronic cables. We have so many of them sitting in a drawer in our kitchen, just like literally wires coming out the drawer. So I thought this would be a really cute way to fix that problem. And yeah, I'm just gonna have to start working on it and see how it goes. I'm going to be using this Velcro from the dollar store. So I'm gonna cut, this is also a little rotary cutter from the dollar store. I'm going to cut this 1 inch wide. I'm gonna cut another one that's 1.5 inches wide. The nice thing about this stuff is it's sticky, because you wouldn't want this to be like ugly on the other side, in my opinion. So I'm going to attach them like this. The other thing with these ones is that I made them bigger so that I could do an arch in them. Not bad, not bad. I'm just gonna add a small little rectangle. I'm just going to also round the edges with my scissors. Look at. After I left this project, I decided to sew all of the edges, and I actually decided to sew on the Velcro pieces too. So I sewed them on with some black thread just to the piece behind, you can see there. And then I am now sewing the edges of this together. The reason being, I just am not confident that the stickiness of this leather is gonna stay forever, and I'm not confident that the stickiness of the Velcro is gonna stay. There we go. Not only do these look good, but they are so functional. I'm getting my office organized. They would also be great for travel. Having the cords stuck together has definitely made our life easier. I highly recommend this project. Love how it turned out. So those are my dollar store projects for today. I hope you guys liked them. Let me know in the comments what you thought. If you had a favorite, if you're gonna recreate them, I'd love to know all your thoughts. Don't forget to give this video a like, and thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more great dollar store projects coming up soon.